Hello everyone.
Hello.
Hi, this is Nana Space. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for all those who have watched my previous videos, about 1,000 views now. Thank you for the conversations in the comment section. This is my friend Nana-Yaa. Don't get confused.
We're not the same. We're not the same person. I swear.
Yeah, we do enjoy watching this show together. So today we're doing a conversation.
Yes.
This is season 4, episode 4, Seed Money, New Amsterdam, Seed Money. So let's get right into it. Your thoughts?
Well, not the most exciting episode, I must
It looks like a filler.
admit. Yep. Dr. Fuentes, what do we feel about her? Don't we want to punch her in the face?
It's one of those people that you love to hate.
Yeah.
She's exciting, she has some ideas, but because we know who Max is and what she stands for, we cannot see past that. We are all like, oh no, we want how Max does it.
Yeah.
It's all about the money. And that's what's her name? Karen said yes to that.
Yes, but she's also, I feel, she's also unnecessarily cruel, I think.
Yeah. I think she enjoys it.
Yeah, I mean, telling him that she's going to purposely pull down everything that he's worked for was a little bit harsh.
Deliberate.
Yeah, she is not a nice lady.
Deliberate. And it speaks volume that that's how Max learned. No offense, no shade, but if that's where this is where you came from, it says a lot.
Yeah, it says a lot about him.
Exactly. That's all I'm going to say about that. I don't know whether there were physical boundaries crossed, because the introduction of the two of them and the look that he gave her, I'm like, And I feel like Karen was making these jokes about getting joined to the hip. Oh, we used to get joined to the hip before. Except you were in the shadow. I don't know what the hell that meant, but
yeah,
I'm not going to get too much into it. Time will tell.
I don't feel like Max is the kind of person to get
heard
involved
in the comment
with.
section, someone said maybe he was a cougar. She was.
I mean, yes, probably, but I don't think. Maybe I've got a very sweet view of Max, but I don't feel like he would be the kind of person to get involved with a supervisor. Although he is involved with Helen, and technically he is her boss.
Yes,
so yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, because she's the boss, and then she's and then previous boss, and then him. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
So we start off with this Karen. She came with a note about a charity donation of a $10 million dollars land that they want Veronica and Max to come up to with what they want to do with it, and obviously the joy on her face is like, I'm gonna leave it to you. You can do a thumb war.
I would actually have paid to see that.
Do a thumb war and decide what you guys want to do with it, and let them. And the argument back and forth. They eventually got into the land, and this really cool guy came. I like his hustle. He came and gave them water. Gave them water to drink, and then after they drank, it was like $7.
$7. That's how you do it.
Hang on. I don't know. Here we get water for 50p, 20p.
50p? Where are you buying your water from?
How much is it?
Like £2. £2? Yeah.
What kind of water are you buying?
Depends on
99p.
What are you?
Mate, I don't know what you've been drinking. I'm not spending £2 on water.
Yeah, no, £1.50, £2.
Where? What kind of bottle? What size are you getting?
Well,
the 1 litre? The one he gave them, definitely not.
No. Well, it depends on. I suppose it depends on where you go.
Absolutely not.
Anyway,
no more than
not £5.
Not £5. That's how much he was charging them, not £5. Anyway, so charged them £5, and then got chatting with them about how they live the land. You know, he lived there for a long time, and looking around, one thing was common: they're quite poor. And they were far away from simple amenities, and they had a lot of fast food chains around. And the conversation was like, what do we do with the land? So go to the neighborhood, go and chat to see how things are, and then maybe you can come up with a plan by involving the community. Obviously, I already knew that Veronica was not going to be really.
No. Well, even before we got to that point, I loved how. All the people all the people in the hospital are like Iggy and Bloom and everybody wanting to speak to them about the money, and poor old Max being inched out and stuck at the back. He was not too pleased about that, really, was he?
I like, this is the new shiny person in office. What it made me realize is that they know that Max is leaving. They could care less.
No, I don't think that.
Not that they could care less, but I mean, if you are getting out of the door,
Yeah,
let's suck up to the new person
well,
coming in.
exactly.
Exactly.
So,
So
like
why would we come and tell you
it's
that
not
they
like
know
that,
in
but
that
he's still there. Though they know that he is still
he's
the
become a
medical
wallflower now.
the medical director until he goes.
Yeah. I
but
think it didn't sit well with him at all.
I know.
And his cohorts.
But
didn't help
I
matters.
don't think it would. I think that if it had been anybody other than Fuentes, he wouldn't have minded. Like if it had been Dr. Wilder, great, he wouldn't have
that's what he
minded
wanted.
at all.
That's what he wanted. But
Yeah.
this is the woman that he cannot stand, and
Yeah.
everyone that he
So
cares
that's
about
it, 'cause
is sucking up to.
they can't see who she is, or they can't see her through his eyes, and they don't know the kind of person
Yeah.
that she is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all they've got to go on is how.
She is acting now.
Yeah, exactly.
And what that money can do for them,
Exactly. So.
which is quite interesting. So
Yeah.
we'll move on from Karen, Veronica, and Max, and then we'll get to
Dr. Blue
Dr.
and her addiction.
Yes. So a few revelations came today. Things that I've been thinking about all this while. But this episode, although it feels a bit like a filler, it had some important points. So Bloom, I think Layla didn't come to work. I forgot the name of that doctor, that little person. I forgot his name. Basically, he was sleeping in the room where Layla would have been sleeping.
What's his name?
I forgot his name, but I do know his name.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it turns out Bloom has been shifting rotas to Layla's favour.
No, I think she only did that just once so that she could see her. Because she'd been on nights loads and she hadn't seen her.
Okay, so it's
she
been
switched
shifting.
it.
No, that. Okay, so that's one shift. And the other time she bought iPad and things.
Oh.
And then, so she, mind you, she's already paid a huge sum of money to bring her there. So the slippery slope, she's going on that quite fast, if you ask me. And she went and spoke to Iggy. I like that Iggy was in everyone's business today, and he did really good.
Yeah,
It's a shame that he's claiming not to be.
I don't always love him.
Yeah.
But
He was.
I don't know. Yeah. He's. Yeah, I don't know. I might not say anything about him.
I mean, I think for someone who's close to all of them, he was fairly objective, I have to say.
Yeah. He gave good advice.
Yes. He allowed them, he raised the mirror for them to look at himself in it without being too personal, which is what he sometimes does with his patients. So I appreciated maybe the sign of maturity for him that he's taken time back to look at how his own practices has been. But I quite enjoyed his interaction with Helen. I'm not going to go too much into Helen now. His interaction with Floyd and Bloom. So we're talking about Bloom now. So Bloom went and spoke to Iggy about what this means, and Iggy was like, this sounds like your addiction. And he's, oh God, yes. I'm like, this is what I've been saying all this while. You're using this poor lady as a crutch.
Yeah. She's got a very addictive personality, unfortunately, which gets her into trouble, and she will get into trouble this time round.
It looks like she's got a void that she needs to fill.
Yeah.
And she's not doing the work to fill it properly. So anytime something falls out of it, she needs to plug it with something. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yes.
Mother's not there. She's not going home. So then the therapist got used, the Adderall got used, and now it's this poor lady getting used. She even used extra shift to fill that plug.
Yeah.
I think Casey one day said to him, do you not ever feel like just going home and do nothing? She was like, where's the fun in that?
Yes.
Where's the fun in that?
Oh, Lauren, what do you need, Lauren?
What do you need? She needs to go back to therapy. She needs to
figure it out, but without using everything that she's used recently.
No vices. Yeah. I worry
I don't see that
the
whole Layla thing ending well.
No. And I worry that the day she'll find out that there's this imagery of Bugs Bunny and the pig. Bugs Bunny and the pig. Where there was a big pot of water and Bugs Bunny was having a shower in it. So the pig said, oh, yeah, come have a shower. So he's been to have a shower, and while he was having a shower, the pig was cutting carrots in the water that he was having a shower in. So halfway through that, I can smell rabbits and carrot soup. But he didn't realize that he was the one being cooked
Where
for
was
dinner.
this going?
What I'm getting at is that Layla is being used.
Cooked.
Exactly. And she's not aware that she's the one in the soup.
That's true.
And the day she realized that she was the one who had made that soup, I don't know how she would feel. Like, it doesn't get any worse than another woman doing that to another woman.
Well, she'll definitely have something to say. I think that once she finds out that Bloom basically bought her place on the rotation, that will be the end of it, because
the foundation is rotten.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I don't know whether she can view her in the same lens.
Do you know?
Because everything that she's done for her will be like, is it because of that you did it for me, or genuinely you cared about me, that's why you did it?
Yeah, well, I think even less than that, in the sense that she lied to her about it, because she did ask her, did you have anything to do with this? And she said, oh no, it's all you. And two, it's like Lauren doesn't have, I don't know, faith in their relationship, if you like. Like, she didn't feel like it could keep going with
out here doing these things to it.
Oh, with what's her face in another city.
But you can see she has this separation thing. She's already had family rejection, and she's by herself. So to have this one thing in her life be taken away, she's willing to do whatever it takes, even if it means breaking the law ultimately. Which it will come and bite her in the back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Time will tell.
I think that her and Reynolds need to go their ways and come back together. I still have hope in my heart.
Don't get me. Someone wrote in my previous video that she's shipping Bloom and
Reynolds.
Bloom and Reynolds and Helen and Floyd. Let me not get into that.
I was actually thinking, why did like Floyd not even look at Helen when he was talking about wanting to be with a black woman? Helen's right there.
Floyd is a smart guy. He's a smart guy. From a long time. Do you remember the comments he said to Bloom?
Yes, but Lauren was no. But Helen was there before Max arrived, so that she was always there. So why did he not?
Maybe we need to hear this backstory of that to that point.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, mind you, Helen was being Dr. Helen.
Dr. Helen.
Out there, and she wasn't really present.
That's true. She wasn't really in the hospital. They never got the chance.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? And I don't know whether Mohammed was there. And that's why.
But we don't know when Mohammed died.
Exactly.
I thought that he died like ages ago. Like I thought.
It didn't sound like it.
I thought that they were together at university.
No,
that's what I got.
Doing his residency, which was in, I don't know. At any rate, there's missing gaps.
Yeah.
There's a lot of holes that we need to fill. But
come on, you Amsterdam people.
When that comment came in, I was like, lady, chill, please. Like, don't put another. Don't mix things up. I don't know how Max will feel about Helen and Floyd. They look good together. They're good friends.
Yeah, but anyway.
But yeah, I thought Casey and Bloom.
I think
yes.
I always thought Casey was gay.
He's not. Clearly not.
How is it clearly not? We've not seen him with
anyone.
We've not seen him with anybody. So
but he is hardcore Bloom. Like, he could see Bloom changing the thing, and he not said nothing. He see what Bloom does and not say nothing. Like, he's hardcore Bloom. Like, everything. The day Bloom woke up from the decon blindness. Like, oh, Casey, I can't do this without you. The last time someone said that was Max to Helen. That's all I'm going to say.
Maybe you're reading a bit too much into that.
That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So we've talked about Bloom, Fortis, Max, Helen, Max, Veronica.
Should we get on to the
threesome? Just three.
I love it, actually. I love how he's like embracing it now, telling complete strangers that they're in a throuple.
He is a very good sport. He really is. He's a very committed person.
Man.
It's not.
Oh, come on.
Well, his good qualities it's unfortunately his weakness. He's a very loyal man. Like, he went there with Evie that far, knowing very well that this woman was just stringing along.
No, he didn't know that.
I mean, I thought, because the number of times she'll call and say, I'm going to come, I've changed my mind.
Yes,
At that point, I was like, this lady's stringing you along. But he was still a good sport.
No, I don't think so.
He's a good sport with her. And it's been a good sport with this one, although this one is heading towards dark waters. I've never seen. We are episode 4 now. Where's the husband?
Where is he? Indeed.
Not even in the hospital. Let's not talk about home. Hospital. Where is he? I can't see him in any surgery. Everyone came to pitch their things with Mars. I didn't see him there.
That's because he's got better things to do.
True. And she was like, I have got to tell my husband because I'm in love with you. All along, what have you been telling him? Have you told him anything? What does he know?
Well, obviously not. He
Clearly
doesn't
not.
know.
Which has been my suspicion all this while. I want to see him, and I want to see... And how come we only see your appointment with Floyd and not your appointment with your husband? I'm calling him appointment because it's like Mondays and Wednesdays.
Yeah. She does have the week all ironed out.
Oh my gosh.
I am not a fan of hers, I have to say. I really...
Someone said, but she's a very good person, she's a good doctor. I was like, the fruit she's bearing, I'm not here for.
I really dislike this whole storyline. It's just so unnecessary. No, it is. It's unnecessary. And also, it's so out of character for Floyd because he's always been such a moral person. And then all of a sudden to be like happily comments. Having an affair with...
The comments you made. Now, this is Max. No, this is Floyd, Lynn, and Lynn's husband, right? There's a physical interaction between
I'm going to call her Mrs. Adulteress.
Okay,
yes.
fine. There's 2. The other 3 people that I'll put in this bracket was Georgia, Helen.
Oh my God, we're not getting into this.
Max. Let me get in there. No. The only thing that Helen did, which I appreciate her for, was not cross a physical boundary. But she went there emotionally with Max. It's just that Lynn is going there physically. And we just oppose these, and somehow we judge these guys.
No, we're not. It's not the same at all.
This is how I viewed it.
Oh my goodness.
So I know that there is secrecy on this side. There was a little bit of secrecy on this side, but there's secrecy on this side.
Who's that side?
As in Floyd side. There's too much
full-blown adultery.
Oh yeah, yes. I mean, she's claiming it's a throuple or a polyamorous.
It can't be if the husband is not involved.
Exactly. So for her and equally, when we were all rooting for Helen and Max.
I wasn't rooting for Helen and Max.
Rooting from day one.
Not when Georgia was still alive. I could see that there was a spark, but I could also see that nothing would happen while she was around, and that was fine.
I was rooting from day one. The first time I saw them, before I even saw that he had a wife.
Well, yes. I mean, after I realised that he was married, I was like, no.
I still thought, but this is going to be very tricky. No. And still... follow them through and with sharp wins since day one.
The thing is with Helen and Max is that yes, they were emotionally involved a bit, but
okay,
but they still had their morals. There were boundaries. He'd never even been into her house. She'd never been to his house. There wasn't any, getting together after work. None of that stuff happened. They spent a lot of time together at work. She was his deputy and his doctor. So, but
holding hands and giving hugs and
that only just happened once.
That's all you need. That's just
anyway. So the boundaries were there. Yes. They were clear.
So they're trying to show us this 3 arrangement with boundaries versus the 3 arrangement without boundaries, and we, the audience, have to judge, right? I'm not here for this one. No. I have to say, I'm personally not here for Helen, Lynn, because she's very shady. She's not very transparent.
She is super
shady. And as
shady.
you said, Floyd, it doesn't get any stupider than that.
No.
I'm sorry, your mother, she needs to get out of her diabetes coma.
No, she needs to. She's with her boyfriend. She's with her man. She's got her own issues going on.
Dear me. Yeah. So the mother would think that ring that was going to go to Evie is not going to come to this
No
lady
way.
who's married to someone.
No.
Like,
I mean,
Evie's in love. What is he telling the husband?
We know it's not going to last.
And
It
also,
can't
what is he telling the
last.
husband? That I don't want to be with you anymore?
No.
or
She's going to tell him that she's
marrying
seeing
him or
someone else.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, okay. So where are you marrying him as well?
No, how can she?
This is the question. This is what I want to know. What is the next step?
So
Because this guy wants to get married.
I think
with his mother's
but that's
family
he's
ring.
not marrying her. I think what she's like, maybe she's now starting to feel like it is an affair. Maybe before
So she needs to open up.
she thought, oh, it's just
Having fun.
Yeah, having fun. And now, if she is in love with him, that she now needs to tell her husband, but. I just can't deal with it. I'd really rather not see it because it's just so like, oh, Floyd, you just want to take him and just shake him and go, what are you doing? This is all going to end in such terrible tears.
There are a few bombs
coming.
Yes. Bloom's one coming and Floyd's one coming. I'm sure grandparents will come tag team on that side. I'm not going to get into that today. And Karen is going to be sitting with her popcorn watching.
Her and Fuentes.
That woman, they are so shady. She was like, I know exactly what you need today. I'm going to get Fuentes back. Like, she knew exactly what will get under.
I think she,
deliberately, of all the people.
I think that.
And funny, when Wilder came, Max never told Karen about her coming in for the interview. He just kept it hush-hush.
I don't know. We don't know that though.
No, because he went to the office and said, oh, what is happening in your office? Karen walked past the office of Max when Wilder was in there, and then Karen asked Max, what is happening? He was like, oh, no, it's nothing.
Oh, did I miss that? What episode was that?
And I was like, when Wilder came for the interview. And I was like, why?
But she was there. Was she not there twice?
She was there twice. First time she said no. And then second time round she came in, he was like, I'm actually offering you my fees, not the oncology one.
Oh, I hope she comes. I
did
like her.
Yeah.
She's I can see her and her interpreter. I bet they've got something going on.
Leave them alone. I think they got a very good shorthand conversation because she was using very bad language and the interpreter was like, I'm not going to be interpreting that.
Not doing it.
So, but yes, it's funny how the interpreter is a guy because now whenever I feel like it's a male talking, but anyway, pretty.
Come on, Dr. Wilder.
Yeah, she needs to come back. She needs to. Max needs to find a way to convince.
He's not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
Oh, absolutely. Wanting to create a mess. The funny thing is that now that you're going to create this mess, you're going to have to mop it up. You can't leave.
Well, they kind of can, can't they? They can just leave it for Dr. Fuentes to...
Yeah. But that lady can decide that, you know what, it's just too messy for me. But then these guys will have to stay behind and mop it up.
I'm quite excited to see what mess they're going to make, actually.
Just the two of us. You and I. Oh, it's going to be
excited.
Fun.
I would have liked to see more Max and Helen together this episode because they were only literally... And also the last episode as well, it was only like... beginning and end that they got together.
I think there's a theme from even previously. The NBC's page on YouTube, they always do first 5 minutes Max, first last minute Max and Helen. But we need more in the middle. It can't be just over 2 minutes into 2 minutes here and then 2 minutes there.
Let's all be real here. We watch New Amsterdam for Max and Helen.
Exactly.
We would like some
more Max, Helen, less Floyd and Len, unless they get their life together. I like this lady. I think she needs to be real with her husband.
You like her?
As a person?
No.
I think she's pretty cool to be a gynae lead, be a black woman holding her space.
Helen's the lead thingy.
Oh, yes, of course. So I like both of them. I like the representation of these two in these spaces. That being said, they're two different human beings outside that. In their private life, you know, I don't want to judge too much, but what I'm seeing here, I'm not here for it.
No.
And I feel like...
I feel like actually all of this has clouded and coloured my opinion and my view of this lady. I don't even want to say her name.
Oh, I mean, I said that.
Woman.
I hear people saying, but she might be a very good lady. But yes, but the fruit that she's sowing, despite her being a nice person and everything, it's not going to end well for Floyd. or the husband. The analogy I see is like husband and wife and Floyd being a plaster. When you peel it off, someone's going to get hurt. And I think it's going to be...
Well, it's definitely going to be Floyd.
Absolutely.
Definitely going to be the husband.
And someone put a comment that if Lynn gets pregnant...
Oh, who's it going to be?
That comment cracks
Let's
me
hope
out.
she's smart enough to use...
I mean, she's a gynae.
Hopefully she's got a coil in place. And
She's
therefore
she's a gynae.
she doesn't need
it
to...
would be hilarious that she fell into that trap.
Unless her husband's like, oh, let's try for a baby. And then, well, hopefully she'll use protection with what's-his-face. Or whoever it is that she's seeing alongside the husband.
At some point, now that she's falling in love, they might cross boundaries of not protection and barriers and mistakes happen. I'm here for the complications.
I'm gonna hope that she has got either an implant in her arm or a coil in her uterus.
No better.
No babies.
For a gynae person, at the very least, please, you should be the one champion in the course of
contraception.
Yes, she should be the one.
We don't need any weird paternity issues going on there. Oh my goodness. Talking about paternity, do you think Max and Helen are going to have a baby?
Of course, I'm hoping so. I mean, my hope is that they explore the infertility issues with that comes with cancer, and also she's on the wrong side of 35, and she has she was like, her eggs are late bloomers, is what she called them. She was like, just like my chest and everything. The eggs will come later on. So I hope they will explore that. I keep getting these nightmares of seeing Helen at the back of an ambulance, unconscious like Georgia.
No.
I keep getting
poor
these
Max.
flashes.
Oh, I keep touching the microphone. Poor old Max would.
I feel like if this happens again, Max would die. Like. And another point that Iggy made, which I thought was very, very poignant, is that somehow Helen seems to be attracted to the mess.
Yeah.
Which for a very, very clean and tidy person, it tells a lot about herself. Yeah. The day she went with Pentaki, she literally was like, I've literally brought my baggage with me. Like, she's neat because she packages her baggages nicely, and so she's attracted to that because somehow she can make sense of packaging it. And she was like, oh, how does Max does it? He doesn't. Dora came and said, since when does Max know where any folder is?
He doesn't clean up. But he, yeah.
And yet she gets away with it because you, Helen, are in the back packaging, piling,
cleaning up for him.
Yeah, there's some people like that, like almost have a savior complex.
They have a symbiotic relationship, Helen and Max. There you go. He makes the messes, she tidies them up.
Yes. Yes. And that's literally our last comment at the end. Let's go and make more mess. Unfortunately, Helen will be left doing the work. But
no.
I think she enjoys it.
Going back to the Floyd storyline with that girl, I thought that was a really interesting highlight, if you like.
I don't think we got into too much. So there's this storyline of a young girl who had come in mixed race with white family, and she'd taken a bunch of pills to try and lighten her skin. Now this is the first time I've heard that you can take tablets to lighten your skin, but okay, if that's a thing, that's sad that you have to do that. But that storyline was interesting yet sad.
Yeah.
My favorite part was when the girl said she wasn't black, and everyone just
was like, what?
Three men, they all do themselves with Mr. Hen, like, wow, okay. This is not the day. Today, Satan.
I thought it was really interesting. It highlighted the possible issues and problems with mixed. What's the word?
Mixed race people.
Not mixed. No.
Or mixed families.
Well, not mixed families, but like. Oh gosh, what am I trying to say? Like adopting somebody that is a different colour to you. Because actually you might not see them as being different, but that different is there because they are different. Yeah. And it's actually sort of not even ethically, because that's not the right word, but is it a good idea to do that, thinking about how that child is going to feel in that family, being the only different one in that family, and even in probably in their community. And is it a good thing to adopt outside of your race, basically?
I mean, nature versus nurture. These things need support. it is being done. It has been done.
It has been done.
successfully. Those who struggle with it, I think there should be support available for them. So you look at purely Caucasian family and they have one child with ginger hair and that becomes the odd person out, or one child
Yes, but they're white though.
yes, but they see themselves as that different, right? And that they deal with that separately. And then you come to African homes. I will say homes where you can see that the bloodline is somewhat diluted. So you get mother, father, both parents are the same, but the children, you get a spectrum of it. Like one is very, very dark, and as you go along, some is very light, some is a bit.
Yes,
and they also have, but at the same time, they grow up as being black.
I don't think it's so I don't think it's the same because
So
I mean, obviously, you're going to have a different shade, you know, in families, but actually having
Complete
one
cultural
exactly is an issue, and I think that sometimes people, me myself included, actually don't think about what that child is going to face and what they're going
Identity.
to think about in themselves. Exactly. So I thought it was very, very well.
When you go to school and you don't see yourself in the children or your parents, you look up.
Well, exactly. I think it's more the family dynamic more than sort of other things. So I thought they dealt with it quite well.
I see YouTube families with mixed or different, and what they try and do, like they support the child's heritage. So if like they're from Ethiopia, they take them to Ethiopia at one point, go and see, let them experience their identity, because you can't give it to them biologically.
No.
And I think the government needs to support. You can't use it as an excuse not to support a child from the foster system. I think if that is the only way that child is going to get out of the foster system, I think you should
well,
take
yes,
that.
no, absolutely. I don't think. I definitely agree that you know, you shouldn't just adopt a child from your own ethnic background, but in doing that, you need to. So on Sunday, so we're going off topic here for a little bit, but it kind of ties in. So on Sunday, I had Tommy, and I obviously took him to the
changing room.
bathroom to change him, and one of the women in the bathroom was like, Tommy's a white baby, by the way. And one of the ladies in the bathroom was like, will the hand dryer, will your baby mind the hand dryer? And I was like, no. And I thought, she thinks I'm his mother. But then it's, you know, but then I could probably get, well, how would you ask the question?
But, I mean, without being feeling offended or making the person feel offended.
Would you be like, is that your child? Would they mind? You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I mean, yes, I wouldn't.
It has a progressive tone to it, but at the same time,
I wouldn't mind him being my baby because he's such a cute baby. But I was like, okay. It must have looked quite odd as well, because I could tell that she didn't quite know how to phrase the question.
And funny enough, children not that they don't see color, they don't really factor in what it means. They're just looking at you and smiling. Yeah. When you get older and you develop senses and conscience and societal norms and qualms, then you start seeing, okay, so what that mean this person, does that mean that person? And then you start forming these ideas, and that's when I think people need to be careful with what they feed the children, because they don't come in the womb one way or the other. I mean, this is Black History Month in the UK. They don't come in the womb one way or the other. You see Tommy smiling at you, but 10 years down the line, if he's not smiling at you, the question is, what has he learned in that 10 years that has changed his persona about you? And he didn't come from the womb that way. It's where the problem arises. And I feel sorry for this young girl. She knows she's biracial. She rather tell people she's not, because she wants to feel the same as her family. She just want to fit in. Which is it's a sense of belonging. Really.
So
and you don't have to change your skin color to feel. There are people who are in the same skin race and still don't feel like they belong. It is all that support available and having people around you to love you. And I like the conversation that Floyd
had with the parents.
Exactly.
It was that was
not
good.
To excuse the things that are going on, but factor it in and help the girl, because she'll feel more.
Because she has eyes. She can see that she's different to you guys.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah. And now let's talk about something really ridiculous in this show.
What did you talk about?
I'm talking about the amputation of the foot. Because that was just awful. I mean, there
My favorite part was when the guy was screaming, "No, please don't take me!"
I mean, there has been several things medical-wise in this show that sometimes has caused me to raise my eyebrows. And one of them was this Lauren just prodding this foot and then saying, it's gone down to the bone, he must have his foot off immediately. I mean, there are a few things that you can do. First of all, get a scan, do an MRI, have a look and see whether there is any infection in the bone, and then go from there. You could give him some IV antibiotics.
Well, even the waiting for the amputation.
Give him some
it all happened in 10 minutes.
give him some antibiotics. If that doesn't work, you may have to take off like the foot, or you may have to take off a few.
Those you don't know, this is a doctor. I think what do they know?
You may be able to take off, some of the toes or something. Start there, but no, we are going straight through.
Off.
They didn't even. There was no consent.
This is what I mean. Talk to the guy. The guy was screaming, "Don't take me!" Okay, stop, and then have a conversation with the guy and say, "Look, this is what we're planning to do. This is the procedure. These are the risks involved."
It's not like he was even so unwell that it had to be done there and then.
No.
So that was ridiculous. Come on, medical advisors on this show.
The
You could
leg
do
is not
something better.
necrotic to me. The wound, okay, a little.
It was
bit,
bad,
but the rest of the
but I
leg
mean,
could have been
yeah.
savage.
So that was
the poor guy
bit
had his
ridiculous.
bike and couldn't ride it anymore, which cracked me up.
That was a bit ridiculous.
That
so
cracked me up.
that
Another favorite was the guy who hopped off Helen's sheet when they all fell on the floor. Remember that guy?
No.
When Helen came with the and then one of the boxes tipped off.
And he just walked over it.
He just actually hopped off and then went off. I was like, classic. Right?
He's got somewhere to be.
Absolutely, the greatest Samaritan under the sun. He was not here
He
for it.
isn't like Iggy, who has no patience and nothing to do with himself.
That's true.
So he could spend lots of time picking up after people.
That's true. That's true.
But yes, so there we are. That was New Amsterdam.
Thank you very much. If you've made it this far, this is probably the longest video I'm going to put out there. I might split it or keep it as one go. But if you got this far, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you want to see this lovely lady again, I will bring her again for another session and keep the conversation going. Okay?
Bye.